Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Megaman X2 right here on Super Beat Brothers Deluxe.
Hey!
For those of you wondering, Greg has been out this week making a living.
Making a living, being a man.
Being a man.
Being as swift as a coursing river.
Be a man. So anyway, we thought that we'd play some new games for you guys for the show. Just to see if you guys like them or not. Just a little preview as to what we could play in the future.
Yeah.
We did Mario RPG yesterday, and the day before we did Super Metroid. And here we are doing Megaman X2. Megaman X2 as a sequel is pretty solid. Not exactly my favorite out of the X franchise.
Fair enough.
But still strong.
Fair enough.
Still, I think my least favorite out of the original trilogy is X3.
Yeah.
I can't stand X3. X2 is pretty solid.
I like X2 a lot. I love.
I just think the story and the characters though in X1 is just supreme in my opinion.
X1 was such a slap in the face game.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So here we are. We're gonna go ahead and play through this game, Megaman X2, and Alex, take it away with some knowledge if you got any for us.
So right off the top here, a lot of localization was done to this game.
Okay.
Because there was still this idea, I guess, that they were gonna try and sell this to us as it being just Mega Man.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because I mean, at this point, we've known that Zero's been brutally murdered.
Well, I mean, just for example, the general audience, pretty much at all times, is less knowledgeable than the hardcore.
Yeah.
Audience, and so they were just Capcom was trying to sell this game, and Nintendo was trying to sell this game to us as if it were just the guy from those games on Nintendo.
Okay.
In a new set of games, right?
Yeah.
So really, they just call him Mega Man pretty much throughout this game. They don't call him Mega Man X.
Don't they call him X though?
I think usually they just call him Mega Man.
In the later titles, they call him just X.
Yeah, well, because finally after the third one, they kind of just dropped the charade, and they were like, yeah, this is not.
This is a different X.
Yeah,
different Mega Man.
This is a different dude.
Yeah.
But so that was a big part of the game, and there's a few other things that I'll get into as we go.
The one thing I have to point out too, in terms of progression, yes, we've lost all of our armor from Mega Man X. However, some elements have changed a bit. For instance, the ability to dash is available right away, which is a key element.
Probably because they realized how freaking awesome it is.
I mean, it's pretty important to have the dash this early on. Mm-hmm. Definitely a different tone and vibe from the original comparison. You get the highway that's kind of falling apart, and here you're invading this factory with this enemy, and that boss virtually is way bigger than anything we fought in Mega Man X.
Yeah,
but
it's because it's supposed to be here it is, baby.
Yeah,
the next one.
Exactly.
So this is Sergeus and the other two guys, Dr. Kane and Sigma, right?
Yeah. Well, we don't know it's Sigma, but essentially it is. Yeah, Violin. Yeah, Violin, and Agile.
Right.
These three people are summoned to basically hunt down X
and get the pieces of
Zero to try and rebuild him.
So you find out about Zero's past as he was kind of a bad guy, and then you also so Sergeus, right? I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but there's a huge theory, and they tried to remove it from the American version of the game.
Okay.
A little bit with the localization, but there's a theory that Sergeus is Dr. Wily.
I could see that.
I mean, if you look at him, he looks like a cyborg version of Dr. Wily from Mega Man. And in the Japanese version of the game, his a lot of the dialogue about him makes references to legendary scientists. And he's the only one that Dr. Light ever mentions by name.
Yeah.
As maybe they were around at the same time.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
I can get behind that theory.
Very cool stuff.
So here we have our 8 Robot Masters. Very different than the ones we had in the last game. Flame Stag, this is the Centipede dude, Magna Centipede, Crystal Snail,
Wheel Gator,
Bubble Crab, what was it? Overdrive Ostrich, Wire Sponge, and Morph Moth. So we got a lot of different enemies in this one. I think usually we start off in Wire Sponge stage, if I recall.
You can do whatever you want.
Let's go with Wire Sponge. One thing I'm disappointed incredibly, this screen's different. different theme. It's got the same Maverick logo and
it's the same like idea.
But I know, but that dun, 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 that's gone, and that depresses me.
Yeah.
Already, without even knowing, there's a secret already here on the frame, and here it is. Bam. Already. One heart edition down.
Boom.
But going to our conversation, the question for the week. Check this out already. Atmosphere already changing based on manipulation. So right here, the sun is boiling hot right now. But if we destroy this little weather canister right here, let's see what happens.
I mean, it is hilarious.
Nothing yet.
It is hilarious to think about it this way, you know. But like, at the time, like, you know how we always talk about like how great like BioShock Infinite looks, or how great like Metal Gear Solid looks, the new Fox engine looks. This was that. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely.
So like a lot of the stuff in these games, especially because Capcom's always like, at least I mean not so much lately, but like over the course of like video game history, Capcom's kind of been like a
revolutionary,
like a pretty like cutting edge company.
Yeah.
As far as like technically
yeah.
wise. And like a big innovator in a lot of ways with like graphics and like gameplay. And so literally like all this like weather stuff and like all these like really complex platformers that they made were like as like big of a deal technically as that stuff nowadays. And it's funny because this seems so archaic now. Like so much more archaic.
I forget, can I not go up here yet? I have to come back.
I think you might need to get the dash boots, or you can just like barely time it. But
yeah. Oh well.
But yeah, like the weather in this level is clearly like, on top of being just like an awesome detail, is also clearly meant to like show off how beautiful this game is and how like comprehensive it is and stuff.
It's definitely it's definitely much more. What's what I'm looking for? I wouldn't say it's visually as challenging, because I think the levels are a little better designed in Mega Man X1, but I think that it definitely shows off the massive
yeah, I mean,
it
uses the same pretty much graphics processor the first game does, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I mean, I'm sure some of you do. The Super Nintendo, like, they had this really great idea when they were making it that maybe they'd make the like an expandable, so that you could like put processing on board the cartridge.
Yeah.
So
some cartridges came with a little extension thing on the side of it, so it was a little fatter, but it still fit the cartridge holder and everything.
Yeah, so they could like throw graphics processing onto the cartridge a lot of the time, which was crazy that they would do that, but like, you know, really a thing that they did. And so like this uses basically the same graphics chip as Mega Man X1, but it like does a little bit more like stuff with like transparencies and 3D stuff and all that.
There definitely is some good 3D modeling, if I remember, in this game.
Yeah. So Wire Sponge is named after a sponge, but he looks a little bit more like a loofah, first of all.
Wire loofah.
Because the loofah has like a vegetable on it that looks kind of like this. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, funny stuff. I mean, it would be weird if he was named Wire Loofah. But also, he's not based on an animal, if you think about it.
It's true. He's more of a plant? Or is the wire aspect the plant aspect?
Well, he's like a sponge is not really a... It's I guess it's technically an animal.
A sponge?
A sponge is technically an animal, but the loofah is not. The loofah is like...
Oh.
It's like a sponge, but it's like I said, it's like a cucumber thing. So it's like a plant. So he's like based off the loofah, but he's named the sponge because the sponge is an animal and the loofah is not.
Gotcha.
And it would be weird if he was called Wire Loofah.
Wire loofah.
So
that sounds so weird to say.
Hilarious. And he actually lives in the comic. He's the only Maverick who lives in the comic.
Interesting.
Dr. King rebuilds him.
Probably because he wants a loofah.
Yeah. So I guess, like, they try and, like, make it so that this is, like, he, like, runs the weather control station. And, like,
I buy that.
You're, like, freeing the weather again for the people, I guess.
I'm not doing so hot.
Not doing hot, but, like, you're probably gonna beat him.
Not this run. Maybe one more run. Because once he gets to a certain HP, he turns... Yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, this is worse.
Oh, shit. Oh! I blew that up mid-air.
Yeah. So I got a question.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see him again in a second.
Yeah.
But if you look at him, like all the like non-animal Mavericks that exist throughout this game, none of them ever have like a real mouth. But in my mind, this dude's mouth, I don't know how you see it, but that blue thing looks to be like his chin, and the top of it forms his mouth against the green.
That little hole.
Like he's like frowning, and he's got like kind of like a fat, round face.
I can see that.
Is that?
I buy that.
Do you see that? That's what I feel like. I remember you came over my house one time and you did a Buster only playthrough of this game.
I did. I rocked it hard.
In the course of like
5 minutes, like a really short time.
Like 2 hours.
Yeah.
You beat the game. Almost completed it.
I think I did.
You beat like the dudes. Like the three Phantom dudes. The like Zero guys.
No, I beat the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you also beat them though.
Yeah, I did everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing about that Wily theory is that he's the one who like knows about Zero.
Oh, he's the one who's like kind of responsible.
Yeah, and Zero supposedly is a creation of Dr. Wily, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's the idea that he like took his consciousness and like put it in Sergis, and that's why it's like that. Isn't that nuts?
That's insane.
Yeah.
It would make a lot of sense. I mean, that's the trouble thing is that we don't know a lot about Zero's past, and in Mega Man X4, they kind of, when you can play as Zero, they do kind of allude to that in his past. You know, they you know, the flashbacks seem to have him PTSD and suffering about, you know, the chip in his head and how he went Maverick on Sigma, and then Sigma becomes Maverick because the Zero virus becomes the Sigma virus. I mean, there's a lot of, you know,
very, very convoluted plot for no reason. Yeah.
Which, like, I kind of buy. I kind of buy it. So next on our list is going to be Wheelgator, I believe. Wheelgator. Wheelgator. Bum-ba-da-ba-da. See, I miss it. Every time I hear it, you know, I hear dun 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 dun.
But it's like not. That's pretty funny.
Every time. It makes me sad. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
Thanks, man. So this level already off to a cool start with the background. Look at that.
I love the parallax scrolling deal. People are using that in web design now, and it like really looks cool. I get the idea that you're supposed to be on like a rumbling tank, but the fact that this vibrates so much, like especially because of how close we're sitting to the screen right now, it's like kind of. It's like, oh,
I don't have the dash boots yet.
Yeah, you need the dash boots.
Where's the dash boots from? I forget already.
I can't remember. We'll look it up if we decide to carry on with our X2 playing.
I was hoping at least get the dash boots before the end of this episode. There's a lot. We have to play. There's a lot of replayability in this one. I find more than X.
Yeah.
To pick up items and whatnot. A big key element that we're going to find out soon enough, probably from playing this game if we continue the series, is that you actually have to fight the 3 robot masters, like Sergei's, Violin, and Agile, within a boss level. Like you have to do it on an active boss fight, or they won't appear there.
Yeah. Like you can't beat the level and then fight them, right?
Yeah, and if the further away you get, the worse you're off. You have to do it like, you know, if you have 3 bosses to fight, you have to fight them, you know, right away. I mean, you have to fight them within like reasoning, and then if you don't fight them, you lose the ability to save Zero. Spoiler alert. It's not really that big of a spoiler because
if we're getting roasted for spoilers, forget it, because this was years ago. Probably almost 20 years.
See if I can do this. Come on. Come on. I can't make that. I need to have it. Either the dash boots or the flame stack maneuver.
Yeah, the
fully charged shot.
The flame stag maneuver sounds like some weird government.
You know,
dude, you almost died on those.
I did. I was clench. I was a quarter clench right there.
Quarter clench.
Yeah. Speaking of clench, Metal Gear Solid last week. Woo!
That was a clencher?
Dude, I'm surprised I'm playing this right now. Like, that's how weird it is. Is there anything up here? I think this might be where one of the rooms are. Yeah, see, already, that right there is a secret room to...
That's the...
to one of the fights. Now, they only appear after you defeat, I think, the first few bosses. You can't... Or either that or they randomly show up. I forget which one it is. But you can actually... Yeah, you can just visit the room. If there's no one there, you leave.
I love that, like, part of this game is that, like, there's certain bad guys that you can, like, farm.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know how intentional that was, but the fact that, like, players adapted that, even if it wasn't a thing, is, like, really cool.
See, that's the exit screen we came from for the boss. Notice how also the time has changed.
It's, like, nighttime now?
It's nighttime now.
Yeah. Really, like, high-level, good, like, 16-bit level design all around in this game.
What the hell's over there?
I always wondered what the, like, acid or whatever it is, or like motor oil is in the boss fight with Wheelgator.
That we're like swimming in?
Yeah.
Just blood.
You think it's just blood?
What if it was?
The blood of innocence?
Oh, I'd buy it's like the blood of robots. It's motor oil. I get behind that.
Row blood, even?
Row blood. Shit, this should be a pretty easy fight. I always thought, excuse my adult, inappropriate humor, that the wire sponge maneuver was a dildo. And you're just slapping Wheelgator in the face with the dildo.
You think that's what this is?
It just looks like it. And just look at his face, okay? Just look at his face. Just wait till you see it before you think I'm crazy. Just watch. God damn it. Damn it! You didn't see it, did you?
I did. He's just like, Ugh.
His face is like going the opposite way and it looks hilarious. Like, no, don't hit me with that.
He looks like so grossed out by it.
Exactly. It just it makes it
so
even more
unhappy
funny.
to be touched. It's almost like he's like, not that.
So you have any things on Wheelgator for us?
Wheelgator doesn't have a lot of trivia attributed to him. I mean, he's obviously somewhat influenced by the idea of alligators in the sewer, which wasn't ever really a huge thing. But in New York City, there was like kind of like an urban legend going around for a while that that there was alligators in the sewers, and then you had to be careful, and then they could like climb up the toilet and bite you in the ass.
Wow.
Or whatever. But that was like kind of like an old-timey legend. That's kind of like where we get stuff like the Ninja Turtles and stuff.
I was about to say that, like, that's actually an enemy in the Ninja Turtles series, if I recall.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's like an alligator.
Oh, I'm sure there's got to be.
But yeah, other than that, all it literally says on the wiki is that he's also in the Game Boy Color Megaman Extreme 2, which, like, you know, cool.
Which cool.
Yeah, which cool. I'm gonna say that it's probably motor oil.
Yeah, but it's red. Is motor oil red? I mean,
it probably could be, right? Like a dark red.
I guess if you could like swing it either way.
All right.
I mean, I don't know. You can convince me any way you want to. I'll believe it.
It's blood.
It's blood.
It's definitely blood.
Blood.
Yeah.
I got that.
Wow, it's really dark out there now. It's like fully night now.
It's blood night.
Yeah, it's blood night. I always love these screens because you get to see like a really high-res graphic.
You got wheelie.
Wheelie attack. Good job.
Ooh, cutscene. I love the animation of Mega Man running infinitely. I see now that's nice. That's why Sigma fell at the hands of Megaman X. He's quite.
Oh, see, they called the Megaman X
yeah.
there. Is this like a new
I'm not
localization?
Sure our Mavericks can hold him long enough. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's... I don't know, maybe it's a cartridge date or something?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Boom! Dr. Kane, what's up? This was a character that was alluded to. See, they call him Megaman normally in this. See, Megaman, there's no extra, right? So when he... they allude to Dr. Kane in the first game, but we don't actually see a talking image of him. Which you can kind of tell they did go for the Wily approach, too.
He, like, kind of looks like Wily, yeah.
He has that, like, facial, like, wise man structure. Also looks a little bit like Mario in a way. I mean, look at his nose and his, like, I don't know.
The soft features.
Yes.
This future is so hilarious. Of, like, really smart old guys building robots. And that's like the biggest thing in the world that happens.
Right. It's kind of weird though that how in X2 we save Zero, then we don't talk about it ever again. Like in X4, there's like no flashbacks of like Zero being a boss.
Yeah.
Or Megaman being a boss. All right, so already you can tell. Look at this. The Maverick Hunters, the Maverick logo is located on certain levels.
Yeah.
Where they're at. So we got one here, and one over here. So I don't know if I have. I don't think I can take them without getting some more HPs, but I think we'll do one more level before we call it. I think it's Wheelgator's weakness is the Overdrive Ostrich.
Wheelgator's weakness is the Overdrive Ostrich?
No, who is Wheelgator weapon for? Bubble Crab. Bubble Crab is Wheelgator. Which we don't have. Ugh. Let's go part hunting, shall we?
Yeah.
Just play a level and get a heart or get a piece.
Yeah.
I forget where everything is.
What do you want to get?
Let's get the boots. I think musically though, I think X1. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nostalgia blind, but I think X1 just gets it the best. You know.
Gets what the best?
Just presentation, music, control wise. I don't know.
I get that. So the boots are in Overdrive Ostrich's stage, and this is the one where you just break the wall
with the motorcycle. Got it.
Yeah. No, with the wheel.
Oh, okay, great. It's like right in the beginning.
No, it's just before the end of the stage.
Overdrive stage.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I think you maybe need to take the motorcycle, and then once you're there, you use the wheel on the door. This is like my favorite level from any Mega Man X game, though.
The music is probably the best in this one. So this one right here, I believe this will take us right immediately to the boss.
Yeah.
To that boss, if I recall.
Yeah.
Which he's here. So
he's here.
Maybe we'll show him and get my ass.
You could try. I hope it's Sergei's.
Let's see. Here we go. Who is it?
Nah.
It's Violin.
This guy's probably the hardest one. Or maybe not. I kind of just like hate fighting him because of that big ball. I think you need like Bubble Crab's weapon to like actually beat him.
He does so much damage when you don't have anything.
He's just so brutal.
He is. I think is it Bubble Crab? I think it's something else.
He's weak against the Bubble Splash.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is that these guys are pretty resilient, but that one item, like, is a game changer. It does so much damage.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle solution almost.
Yeah, it's like like you need it to happen.
It's like you have the key practically.
Yeah. So I forget where it is exactly. You want to essentially...
Just for a second, this is the coolest thing.
I agree, yes. So I think we want to try and keep this alive, if I recall.
Another weather effect showing off.
Ugh!
Another weather effect showing off the Super Nintendo. Great parallax scrolling on the sand dunes in the background.
I think we want it to survive, because then we jump on that, and it gets us to the thing. I don't think I can get the bike again, can I?
I don't know.
I don't think we can. We might just start over. I want to show off. Oh, here we go. Get off me, get off me.
This guy's ruining your day.
He is. Ah, no. I'm gonna do it, man.
I believe you.
I'm the completionist.
I get it.
I'm very angry at shit like this.
I get it. Hector Salamanca. That was so funny. I'm so glad that we got at least a few of those. That was so funny.
No! Oh, that's right. It's for that thing up there. But I think now I can't get it because I've gone too far.
It was like...
It screen locks. Yeah, it does screen lock. That was not for the power-up, though. That's for the heart piece.
It's right before the end of this level, I swear.
Yeah, see the heart piece is right there. Oh, I got game over. Oh, no.
Alright, well...
Maybe we should call it here.
Yeah, let's just call it here.
Let's call it here. Failed attempt to continue some more content, but we'll see what happens. In any case, again, if you notice, they have maneuvered different places, so they just changed it up a little bit.
Yep.
But guys, let us know what you thought of Mega Man X2.
Yeah,
if you want to see
more
more,
if you want.
Again, also do not forget that this week's question of the week, which is Alex,
atmosphere versus mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just discuss the dialogue between atmosphere versus mechanics and what of those two things draws you to a game more.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that most of our responses are going to be a good mix of both. But I would love to hear from everyone on that.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow with more episodes of Wild Arms and probably
Greg will be
Castlevania.
back.
Greg will be here. So, and if not, you get another game from us. So we'll see what happens.
Yay!
Later, players!